Goalkeepers are decided. Let's move on to defenders. I've got 7.
I have. I mean, of the ones that are not in the granted 11, I have 3. So 7 total.
Okay. So, how do we want to do this? How do we want to start? Do we want to just what were the 4 on MLS.com? Or how many were on MLS.com?
4. It was a 4 through 3. That's what they gave. So Justin Morrow, Chad Marshall, Omar Gonzalez, and Steven Beitashour.
Okay, so we know that Chad Marshall and Omar Gonzalez are good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The other 2 aren't even on the list.
And the other 2 aren't on the list because
That makes sense.
that's logic, babe.
MLS,
You're
dude.
not a big ass center back who wins the ball in the air. Don't even bother coming near me.
Nah.
So if we took out all the players that really weren't around in this decade, there aren't a lot left. Honorable mention manager Eno. Really good to see him on there. I'd put him as my coach if I had to pick a coach for this 25.
His is probably as good as he was on the field for his off the field stuff. Like, look at all the media stuff he does for MLS and promoting the game.
Yes.
Like, that's 90% of the reason he's probably on there.
Same thing with Bobby Boswell.
Yeah.
So if I go alphabetically here, I think Matt Beasler's a no-doubter. He's got he was a part of the most feared back line of all of the decade in that 2013 SKC team. I like Matt Hedges in this team. I think Matt Hedges did the double with FC Dallas in 2015-16. I think he gets a spot in there. Stop me if you don't match with me, by the way. Anybody not have Hedges? Drew Moore, treble with Toronto and the MLS Cup in Colorado.
I didn't have Drew Moore, but I'm fine with him.
Okay, so we'll come back to you for your second one. Ike Opara, Defender of the Year, and another one of those SKC most feared. And then I have Michael Parkhurst, which was I need one more to make up the numbers. If anybody doesn't have him, I'm not going to be heartbroken getting rid of him.
I do not.
I do not either.
Yeah, I didn't see. I kept looking across that list, and I'm like, I could put Nat Borchers in there, but I don't feel comfortable with that. I could put Aurelian Collin in there, but I really don't want to do that. Even though he was, now that I think about it, Aurelian Collin on that SKC team was good. All right, I want to hear what you guys got. Those were my 7. Replace Drew Moore and Michael Parkhurst for me.
I had Drew Moore, so I'll let Adam go.
So
replace Drew Moore for me.
So I'm now realizing, because I thought he was on here, that Kamar Lawrence is not on this list, and I'm very sad.
That was the
because that was who I had. So that's sad. And then the other one was Graham Zusi.
Graham Zusi is listed as a midfielder here.
I understand.
Yeah.
That,
so that's the reason I didn't put him in.
But in that SKC back line, he did not play midfield.
I agree, but it's the same thing that DeMarcus Beasley's in as midfielder.
Right.
Do I agree? No.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's probably. Did you have Graham Zusi as a midfielder?
I didn't, because I didn't think he was one of the top 7 midfielders that I had.
Okay. For the same reason you have Matt Beasler on this list, I kind of feel like Graham Zusi is as well. And I kind of just put him here knowing that you would pick Matt Beasler, so I kind of just threw him in as a different name for the same kind of logic.
Interesting. So the reason I don't have any of those is because they're not listed as defenders here, so I couldn't pick them there.
Kamar's not on the list, and I'm very actually annoyed.
That's actually silly. But they also, to be fair, they don't have a lot of outside backs on this list. You got Chris Albright, who kind of is.
Yeah. Which
Todd Donovan.
Yeah, but how many years, arguably, could you say Kamara is head and shoulders the best outside back in the league?
Up to this day, and he's not even playing here anymore.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, for a good 3-4 years, and that's a rough estimate without me actually like looking into it, he was arguably the top of the top 3 outside backs in the league and defenders, period, in the league. Like in a period where Red Bull were winning things.
Right. And as I mentioned to you today, I believe, we were talking about the Red Bull system. And the Red Bull system was Kamar Lawrence.
Yeah.
Kamar Lawrence made that system work because he was part of the 3 best recovery defenders in the league. And then you had whoever you wanted to play it right back, but you just forced them down the left side and he can recover on anything. But you went and pissed him off. You went and made him leave. And now you are trying to play Jason Pendant there, who might be one of the, like him and Segrist are easily the 2 worst 1-2 combos at outside back I've ever seen in my life. They're awful. We have no outside back who can play. And the reason why we have not been successful, and we can go into this in another episode because I don't want to delve on it, is because our system was built around 2 players, an outside back who can recover and a striker who can hit the net. We don't have either of those. So we're kind of screwed.
Brian White scored tonight.
Yeah, I know, but let's be realistic.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right? So we're not going to delve on it. I agree. Kamar Lawrence should be here. Kamar Lawrence would easily make my team if he was here, but MLS doesn't understand, I guess, sports.
I'm surprised.
That's fair.
No, I mean, I understand Stephen Betashore in that 11, but I would easily put Kamar over him.
Oh, yeah. No question. No question.
I mean, both of them should be in the 137 list,
Yeah,
whether you take them or not.
right.
I agree. There are a lot of people, and as we mentioned, who should be here who aren't.
Yeah.
Man, it's just wrong, right? It's just wrong.
So I was counting, and originally I thought I had 6 defenders, and then as we were talking about it, I realized that 2 of them were listed as midfielders, so that kind of changes some things.
Mm-hmm.
I also realized I thought I had Matt Hedges in here, and I did not have Matt Hedges in here, but I would definitely put him in.
Okay.
And, but yeah, I think all the people in terms of them actually being listed as defenders, I had everybody. I had Marshall, Omar.
So
Easter,
nobody's kicking out Michael Parker's for me.
If
anybody wants to put in Aurelian Collin, or I'll even put Todd Donovan in there as part of that LA backline when they were winning everything.
Aurelian Collin, I'm okay with.
I'm okay with that too. Now that I think about it, honorable mention Aurelian Collin. I'm not sure. Like I said, a lot of these players are pre-2010, which is rough because a lot of them are, like I said, Bocanegra. Where's the other one? Frankie Hijuk. Frankie Hijuk for Columbus was disgustingly good. Eddie Pope. Mike Petke. Mike Petke wasn't really that good. He just was annoying. Peter Vermees. Like, a lot of these players probably should be there, especially because Peter Vermees and Greg Vanney, both of them went on to be very, very good head coaches too. So, yeah, we'll go honorable mention Aurelian Collin.